Hey everybody, it's Tipsy Tuesday. Who's ready for Tipsy Tuesday? What's it called when you do the chicky 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 chicky? Look how pretty!
A fun weekly show where we grab our favorite drink. Salud!
Diana!
I say, it's nice.
We take our bras off.
Somebody just wrote chicken.
And we laugh at people from around the world.
Yeah, I want some cheese and crackers. Of course I do.
Sometimes we even have guests.
So put your jammies on.
It's time for Tipsy Tuesday.
Good evening, everybody. It's Tipsy Tuesday, and it's beautiful, and I made it to the shore, and all is good. I'm not sure if you're watching. I think everybody's watching on YouTube tonight. We have officially made the switch over to YouTube. Thanks for being here. I finally made it live, said Debbie. I know. I'm only a few minutes late. Thank you, Denise, for letting the ads play. Got my drink in hand. Laura, I'm still looking for the picture of you with Dorothy Hamill here, and I'm greatly looking forward to it. When I see it, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm like Cindy Crawford. I can't wait. Janae, how are you? Good evening tonight. I tried to do some writing today, Shakendra. I don't know. It is a little bit humid here. And love the all green names. I know. It's very exciting. Katie said, love it in Ocean City, New Jersey. Love it here. Maybe I shall run into you. Who knows? She did post it. All right, 10. Yeah, I've been bebopping all day, so I might have missed it. Good morning from Australia. Margaret is in the future. And she said that tomorrow morning is lovely. So in case anybody was wondering, howdy. Hello, everybody. Is that how you write everybody? Mm-hmm. Missy said you did. Oh, because she just did the hallway. So she was writing. I am trying to put together some things for some queries in my eternal quest to get a literary agent. So I was working on some more queries tonight. So it's all good. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, everybody. We have a nice crowd here tonight. I have to watch them, Laura, before the 24 hours. I'm laughing at all these Michigan people whining about 90 degrees and humid. I know we are horizontal tonight. I am here for the rest of the week. We'll be here on YouTube, and it's going to be lovely. Tiffany, thank you for my super sticker. I don't know what that means yet, but I love it. And I appreciate you. All right. So listen, we have a great comic coming on tonight. You're going to love him to death. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Over the years, comedy veteran Steve Byrne has amassed a resume that includes multiple late night talk show appearances, including The Tonight Show 10 times, 5-hour specials, including his latest, The Late Late Show, streaming on Amazon Prime, his own sitcom that ran for 3 seasons on TBS called Sullivan and Son. He's also directed a documentary on the amazing Jonathan called Always Amazing, and directed the indie feature The Opening Act. Along with releasing his 6th special shortly, he's currently gearing up to direct a feature film. So he is a man of all trades. You're going to love him. Please help me welcome to the show, Steve Byrne. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
First time. Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
So you are playing at Helium this weekend, right?
Yes. Well, I'm there Wednesday night. Yeah.
Wednesday night. All right.
And I'm off to Connecticut. Then I go to DC, and then I go back home. So,
okay. And do you expect DC to be cleaned up by the time you get there? Just wondering, because somebody's on it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely a scary situation.
Yeah, the next
I think anywhere.
Going to be real different for sure. All right. So anytime we have comics on, so we have lots of people from all over the country that watch, and I love introducing all of the funny comics that are coming through Helium because, yeah, somebody just said, DC, where? Because they will find you, Steve, and they will introduce themselves as One Funny Honeys or Hussies on the Loose, and I'll explain that at another time. So Janice said, where is home for you?
Home for me right now is Nashville, Tennessee. So I moved there about 4 years ago during COVID. I moved there Like peak COVID, I lived in Los Angeles for many years, and
Okay.
another great comic, Nate Bargatze, was always in my ear about moving to Tennessee because I have two kids and a lovely wife, and we always liked Los Angeles, but we knew at some point before our kids got to junior high school that we'd want to make a transition to a city that prides itself on public schools and not, spending 50 grand on a private school for, junior high school. So
Yeah.
that was the impetus for that. And Nate got in my head, and then we went out to Nashville and fell in love with it. And we've been there for the last 4 years.
Wow. I was going to say, you can't be in Nashville and not be part of the Nate Bargatze something, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's so successful. Everybody's in his shadow right now. So it's but he's one of those guys. He's like one of the good guys where, it's rare to hear anybody talk anything negative about him.
Wow.
I think if you hear anything negative about Nate, it's probably somebody that just got done losing golf to him. So that's really he's just a really good guy. He's a great dude.
That's awesome. And now, how old are your kids now? If you moved there 4 years ago for like junior high, are they like mid high school now?
No, my daughter's 13 now. She's in 8th grade. My son is in 4th grade, and he's about to turn 10. So they're right there, and they're just very, very. I'm very fortunate. I got sweet kids. I've got very, very good kids. My wife was a 5th grade teacher, so she, I get a teacher and a mother, which is like a double whammy. So our kids are very fortunate, and she's, I'm the Asian one, but she's pushing them on the homework, which is great. So it's awesome to see. Yeah.
You're so funny. Well, you've said so many things I have questions about. All right. So first, do your kids like you still? They still like you at 13 and 10, right? They still think you're cool.
Yeah, but the thing I've done is I always understood I'm a parent. I'm not a friend, right? But I always talk to them as though they're adults. I don't talk to them like they're children.
You don't bust
So I don't change my vocabulary. I don't dumb it down. And I certainly am somebody that's going to talk to them when, for example, if they're in a situation, they made a bad decision, I explain to them the algorithm of what you just created and understand that there's a consequence at the end of this. And because of your action, it led to this consequence. So I hope that next time you make a better decision. So I try to talk to them as though, I'm a parent, but I'm also like not treating them like children.
I love that you use the word algorithm while talking about children. And I would have your kids started talking to you about the aesthetic that they like? Because when my daughter was like, that's not really my aesthetic. And I was I'm out now. I'm out. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. Boho something was an aesthetic my daughter wanted for her room. And, my son is just a guy that like comes home and throws a knapsack down and gets on an e-bike with a bunch of other boys, and they travel around the neighborhood. My daughter is, it's a very scary terrain to have kids, because it's you don't want your kid to be the last one to have a cell phone, but you also don't want your kid to be the last one on the social app that you're apprehensive about, because you don't want her exposed to a multitude of perverts and scam artists and all the crazy stuff that's going on out there. So, it's a very delicate balance. And Billy Gardell, one of my favorite comics, has a great line about his kid and technology. It's like he doesn't want his kid to show up at the playground with a bag of marbles and tell everybody, hey, my dad said this is a video game. It's like, it's such a great joke, but it's so true. I think you do want to have that balance of responsibility, of protection, but also giving your child that independence as well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So your origin story from comedy, because I always like to ask people, because I don't know, I feel like everybody, you're obviously a successful headlining comic, you travel over the country, but people don't always get to hear the backstory behind every great headlining comic. Is like a 15-20 year journey of horribleness.
Yeah.
So when did you figure out you were funny?
I was always like class clown and goofing off, and I played hockey in college, and I was the funny guy on the team. And then I moved to New York City, and my father grew up in Stuyvesant Town, and he was born in Brooklyn. My father's whole side of the family, they're all from New York City. So when I graduated, my father got transferred back to New York, and I asked my parents, could I crash on your couch for 3 or 4 months, that I'm going to move to Los Angeles and, get my career started. and I moved to New York City, and I remember I got there and I said, my mom said, "Do you want to get something to eat?" I said, "I'm not coming home till I get a job." And I started on 86th and Broadway, and I just ping ponged my way down Broadway. And on 50th and Broadway, I walk into a restaurant. A manager happened to stand there. He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I'll do anything. I just want a job." He said, "Great, come back tomorrow, fill this out." And I was working at Caroline's Comedy Club.
Wow.
And I never intended to be a comic. I'd never seen a stand-up show in my life. I watched it, with my dad and my brother growing up, but I never thought it could be a profession.
Mhm.
And when I was standing there at the host stand, I was seating everybody and I'd sweep the floors. And then I was exposed to Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Margaret Cho, Sarah Silverman, Jimmy Fallon, Jon Stewart, all before they were household names. They were just young comics, because this is 90, 97. Some of them were starting to get famous, but I was watching all these comics. I was like, "Oh, that looks fun. I think I could do that." And then 4 months later, I got up September 30th, 1997. I got up on stage at Stand Up New York. And that evening I walked off stage. I was crying. And I always tell people it's like the first time you have sex, because I was crying, I was emotional, and I couldn't wait to do it again. And
Wow.
so that started it. And then I was up the next week at New York Comedy Club, and I got a manager. And I got off stage, and this guy, Roger Paul, he says, "How long you been doing this?" I'm like, "It's my second time." He's like, "Here's my card. Come meet me tomorrow." So I went to his office, which was right next to Caroline's. He was like 2 blocks away.
Wow.
And within 1 month of the first time I ever was on stage, I was on the road emceeing for people.
That's
And
crazy.
thrown into the fire, making $50 a show, and traveling up and down the Eastern Seaboard to do.
And how old were you then?
Gigs. I was 22.
Wow.
Yeah, so just kind of right into it. And I passed at the Comedy Cellar. I was 23, and I didn't even realize what the Comedy Cellar was. I had no idea. Just a comic said, "You should audition." I set you up. I go to the Cellar, I audition, and all of a sudden I got passed. And then it hit me after like a day where I was like, Greg Giraldo, Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neill, Rich Ross, Colin Quinn, Robert Kelly, Keith Robinson. I was like, holy shit, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. But I was there, and she kept booking me, and I got better fast, but I also understood how much further I needed to go. So it was, I was thrown into the fire very quickly at a very early age.
That's awesome. So now you have a clip about dating cougars, and I would like to discuss it. There are a number of cougars in the chat. I also consider myself in the cougar category. So, so tell me why the cougars? How did this come about as a bit for you?
It's funny because when you say the bit, like I know the special. I think that was called Champion. I'd done that a while ago. I think it was just a dumb joke about like, what it's like to hook up with an older woman and, finding a, like leaving the house and getting a juice box and getting snacks on the way out and stuff. And like, the veteranship of like being with an older woman. I think it was just more or less just kind of like spitballing one night with a bunch of other comics. How funny would it be if you're in your 20s or early 30s, you hook up with somebody that's like 45. It's unknown territory at that time. And now I'm 50. And looking back on that moment in time, it's like it's
and now you're starting to see, cougars are a little bit hot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was never discerning. I was, to be honest with you, like when you see like Leonardo DiCaprio or like somebody that's always dating somebody 25. I think once I hit 35, I got married at 36. So I just kind of like, I was done with it. I was pretty over like dating and all that stuff. So I wanted to meet somebody great. And even if like things weren't to work out with my wife, and God forbid, I would hope that would never happen, but I would never date somebody half my age, because after so many shows, you get caught talking to people and you can see it in their eyes. Sometimes you see like the glint of like attraction from somebody much younger than you. And I think it's flattering, but even, even if I was single, I would never ever think to want to spend time with a 25-year-old.
What are we talking about?
What would I even
here? Yeah. No, it's too much.
Like Bill Belichick is with a girl in her 20s. It's like, of course she wants to go out. Of course she wants to go to the clubs in Vegas, and of course you want to be in bed by 10. It's like, it's crazy. I think I see guys like that, and you understand why, or even women like that. You understand why they're doing it, but you understand it's like, well,
It doesn't end well, Steve.
no, there's 23 other hours in the day. You got to spend time with this person.
So you mentioned your wife a couple times. So I always think it's interesting. So I got divorced 3 years ago, and so I was married and then started doing stand up. So there was a transition, right, that had to be made. But I clearly was a comic for 20 some years when I got back on the dating scene, and it was very weird. So like, did you meet your wife pre-comedy? It had to be post-comedy. You were already a comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so did you meet like at a show or like completely unrelated? Like, and
it was
like
unrelated.
How is she when you do, because you talk about her in your stand-up, like how is she with that?
Well, I met her after a show in Orlando. I bumped into her sister actually in between shows in Orlando I was at the Improv. And then I went out afterwards later, and then I ran into her and her sister again. This time I didn't bump into them, but I was like, oh, I felt so bad. So I bought them a drink and then invited them to the show the next night. And then Jess, my wife, was there. And I was like, my God, this girl's like awesome. And so I got her number that night. And ever since that night, it was August 2000, I believe it was 2007. We just talked every single day of our life ever since then. So I just knew, I'd been through the ringer in my 20s dating. Mm-hmm. And I tried, dating Los Angeles was just like, it's disgusting. So it's just like, I don't want this, I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just kind of like made it a mission, like strip everything down, get down to the core of what you want to do. What is it you want? You want a great life partner. Then that's what you're looking for when you go out after shows. And it took a while, but then I finally met her. And when I knew, I was just like very dedicated to the notion of like really getting to know her. And then it just took off from there. But in terms of her being part of the act, there have been jokes where I've asked her if it's okay to have her in it. And I actually address it in some of my material in that same special, actually, where, she makes it clear that she's my wife, not my friend. And so certain things are not funny.
Yeah.
So I addressed that. And then, I talked about her body shape in my last special. So the very last special I did, I gave her the last word in it, where I kind of like took a fun dig at her, but still laying the groundwork that I love her and she's great. And at the very end of the special, she came out and she got to rib me, and I gave her a joke. And it's the line that, it all comes back and it's a callback, and she crushed it the first take.
I was going to say, I don't even know what it is, but I love that you set it up like that.
Yeah, it was great. My kids came out at the end and walked me off. My wife was there, and then my wife was like, whoa, hold up. Remember when he said this about me? Well, da-da-da-da-da.
That's awesome.
And the place went crazy. I was like, yeah, she got him the first time.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I love that. We are big fans of bringing kids into it. So I have 3 kids, Steve, and 2 of them are doing stand-up.
Oh.
And my daughter, so my son and myself and my mom started touring together. So my son was doing like 10 minutes. I do an hour, and my mom does a tight 5 and headlines and kills. And similar scenario. Yeah. And she is the true queen, and everybody loves it. So I love bringing family into it. So you do a podcast that people can follow. It's called Cool Moms, but it's with Joe Gatto.
Well, we had a podcast.
Like an explanation.
We had a podcast on iHeart, and then Joe had to leave the show a little bit, but he had to work on his personal life.
Okay.
He was dealing with some stuff, and now he's I think he's kind of like getting things figured out for himself. So we're very close, and I love him, and I love all those guys, the Impractical Jokers. They're collectively just some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but then each individual guy you meet is nicer than the next, and they're just great guys. They're truly
Can you explain why it's called Cool Moms?
2 Cool Moms. Well, it's interesting when Joe and I were getting to, talk about what we discuss. My mom is very strong-minded. His mother was very strong-minded, and they were both very driven in terms of their opinions and the advice that they would discern to us. So we thought, well, we have that gift, so why don't we just take homage to our moms and call it Two Cool Moms and
That's
give people great
awesome.
advice. That was the basis of it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So before you go, tell me how did you go from comedian to the amazing Jonathan to directing? Like, what was that transition like?
I think the transition was because I had a sitcom called Sullivan and Son. It ran for 3 years on TBS. And because I wasn't a hired hand, I wasn't just an actor on a sitcom. I was a writer, I was a producer, and I was the star of the show. So I was here and I saw everything branch down, and I just learned the ins and outs of production, but also I learned so much about narrative thanks to Vince Vaughn and Rob Long and Peter Billingsley, who were our top 3 producers on that show. So I learned so much about storytelling that once I kind of cracked the code on the pillars of storytelling, I understood how to do it. I think it's kind of like coding. Some people can understand coding. Some people can look at how an electrical fuse box is wired and they just understand it. Narrative, to me, once I understood how to write the foundation points of storytelling, to me, it was like, oh, I completely understand this. That's awesome. I knew how to tell the Amazing Jonathan documentary, and then I knew how to tell that story about the opening act about a kid's very first time on the road doing stand-up. And it had like an all-star cast in it, and I called in every favor. But, it was well received. Unfortunately, it came out during COVID. But I'm getting another opportunity here to direct another film. I wrote it's a true story about the longest losing streak in college basketball history, and it belongs to Caltech. Caltech's a, super nerd school. Yeah. So it's no surprise that their basketball program is in disarray, but to not win a game in 30 years is astounding. So a new coach comes in, it's going to be played by Ed Helms, and he takes over the program and he realizes it's so much worse than he ever imagined. It's Asian, Indian, black and white nerds. They not only never played basketball, they never played sports before. So his mission is to not go to the championship. His mission is not to go to the playoffs. His whole mission is to get a bunch of nerds to just win one single game. So that's the whole movie. That's awesome. It takes a whole season. And again, it's based on a true story. So we're ramping up to get ready for that. That's awesome. And what's it called? It's called The Streak. It's called The Streak. The working title for it, because it's called the Caltech Beavers, I called it the Streaking Beavers. And so I sent it out as a joke, and everybody's like, oh, you got to keep that title. You got to keep that title. I was like, there's no way I'm taking my kids to Streaking Beavers. So we got to change the title, guys. So massage that a bit. Yeah. Massage it. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, if you love Steve, and I don't know how you wouldn't, and all of the amazing things he's doing, Michelle has put into the chat, you can follow him at Steve Byrne Comedy on YouTube and at Steve Byrne Live on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you do that. He'll be at Helium this Wednesday. And then where else will you be coming up? Then I go to the Stress Factor in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the DC Improv on Sunday. And it just continues from there. And I have a residency at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club every 2 weeks. So I'm in Vegas every 2 weeks as well. Awesome. Yeah, so you must know Butch Bradley out there, right? I know Butch I know Butch so well that I know him when he was tipsy on Tuesdays, and now he's not. That's how as did I in his Laughlin, Nevada episode that started a lot of it. I don't know if you know that story, but ask him about when you get a chance. But well, thank you so much for joining us, Steve, and good luck this weekend and moving forward. Make sure you find out when Steve will be in your neighborhood soon. But thanks for joining us. Thank you so much, and all the best to your family. And I hope one day to open for your mom at some point. Yeah, exactly. Don't we all? We all want to open for her. All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Dina. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye. So that is Steve. Make sure you check him out. I know. I love it. So a lot of fun stuff. Sounds like he talks about so many different things, kids and wife and cougars. You'll love them. So make sure you check them out. We do have another guest for tonight that I want to introduce you to. Nicole. Could you stop talking to our other guest tonight, because it's time for him to come on? Michelle's like, who's coming on the show? Michelle Einbucker.
And book another person on this show. I know another guest. I know Steve was great. So Steve Byrne, make sure you look him up. Very funny comedian. Look who it is. So listen, you're here. So you might have heard me talk about this special fella before, and he's been on Cooking with us, but now he's in retirement from the radio. Oh, it's Dennis Malloy from the radio.
We're on the thing?
We're on the thing. We're on the YouTubes.
The YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting with your sister.
I
your
know.
mother.
It sounds like the two of you are falling in love.
Yes, we were.
You're both very chatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your sister's great.
She is great. She is great. What are you eating?
Chips, which I never eat chips.
Yeah, it's
but
weird because I didn't get any
eating
chips.
So what are we discussing this evening?
I don't know. I'm discussing why nobody offered me chips. It's weird that you got chips. There's no answer to that.
Well, you're doing this. And
so busy.
And they're chatting.
So busy.
So
tell everybody. So Dennis just retired from the radio. How many years?
In radio?
Yes.
49. I started at 18. Do the math.
Well, you did at NJ 101. Is this you? Is this Dennis?
I just had
Or is
water.
this you? Oh, Nicole's coming too.
that-
I didn't realize
that,
Nicole was coming. Nicole won't let you go.
It's me and my chips.
Okay. All right. And Di's here too. Oh, wow.
So I met you for a drink, you guys, your family.
Yeah,
for a
we
drink
went out for drink.
at
Whoa.
a nice little place down here. And I had an old fashioned.
It was a terrible
Okay.
old fashioned.
And your sister says it was a terrible old fashioned.
Oh wow.
But
Right.
whatever
We're live, so you have to chew with your mouth closed. Just a little tip.
was in it, gave me a little difficulty
Like that?
driving here.
Shut up.
But
Are
I
you
was
okay?
fine. I'm fine.
So
I'm
you're
fine.
sleeping over.
I'm sleeping.
Okay. There are 10 beds here. You can sleep.
Why would you tell me to chew with my mouth closed?
Because you literally just chewed in my ear.
So what are we discussing in general this evening?
I mean, anything you want. So
People chime
49
in?
years in radio.
Yeah, 49
How
years
many
in-
years at NJ 1015?
32. So I'd gotten out of the business for a couple of years
Is that a higher tier?
after I did mornings in Philadelphia for like 12 years.
Mhm.
And then I got let go, which everybody should experience.
I've been
once.
let go so
Yeah.
many times.
Wait, fired from a job?
Yeah, you've never been
Yeah.
fired?
Never. I've never been fired.
See, I thought I never was either for like the
Okay.
longest time.
Just
Wait,
me?
Dina's been
Cool.
fired like several times.
Okay,
It
I
sounded
don't know
like.
that we need to
Where'd
bring
you
that
get
up.
fired from?
I got fired from QVC once because this one company didn't like how I sold their dumb bag. So I
A
was
what?
like,
A what?
bag.
A dumb bag?
Like
It was a bag. And this
Pocketbook?
dumb-
Show me how you try to
I
sell
love
it.
that you said pocketbook.
well, your
Like
mother's
an old
here.
Italian lady. Like a
Wait.
pocketbook.
Give us how you try to
Here's
sell
the
it.
bag.
Pocketbook.
Yeah, sell this bag of baked chips.
No, it was just stupid. So I got fired from that job.
Yeah, but how
Then I
bad was it?
So I did warm up for 3.5 years, and most of the time
Where?
the shows would just stop. But
Warm-
one time I did get fired. So I started with Paula
You
Dean,
got fired from selling a
Emerald
bag.
Lagasse, Nate Burkus,
Nate Burkus, I remember you did
Anderson
Nate Bur- you
Cooper,
did Nate Burkus
the
for what?
Chew.
Oh, wow.
Um,
So to explain,
Rachel
do people
Ray.
know what warm up is?
Yeah, I think
these
so. Like
chips.
any show that has an audience has a comedian that comes out before and
And gets the
and
audience,
He doesn't need
uh,
audience.
Give Dennis
going.
some chips.
Okay, there's a lot of chip.
They don't
action
have
happening.
flavor, but he gets
So somebody said, Dennis, if you did it for 49 years, you couldn't do one more year and make it 50
it.
cents.
Wow.
You were done?
No, I feel like 49 is a nice round
I
number.
know. Here's Dina getting heckled on her own show. That's a turn. Mhm.
So I thought about the whole 50-year thing,
Okay.
but when I reached 30 years just at the station,
Okay.
they made a big deal. And I don't like a lot of attention and big deals.
You don't?
So, no.
Fuss. You didn't want the party.
I didn't want the fuss. And
Oh,
so it's not that I got out before it was 50. It was just like my contract was up.
It was time.
It was time.
You could feel it in your
I
gut.
could feel it in my gut. And I was over it. And I'm going to go back there and fill in.
Did you get a party?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
How
threw
big
a
me-
was
lot
it?
of parties.
Did you get a crystal ball as a gift?
Why would he get a crystal ball?
They gave me a plaque.
A plaque?
Why would you ask him if he got
Because
a crystal
I got
ball?
a crystal ball when I was
But you didn't
top
retire.
top 5 teacher of the year.
Were you
I
teacher
can
of the
see
year
into
and
the
get a crystal
future.
ball? This has nothing to do with anything he was saying.
I'm just saying.
She
did
just
you,
wanted you to know she had a
Did
crystal
you get
ball.
a crystal ball?
Did you have any questions for the crystal ball?
For the what?
The crystal ball.
I don't have it with me, so I can't.
You
I
don't
can't
travel
see into
with it. I mean, if you're going to bring it up
Hold
and
on.
you're not going to have it
What
with
kind
you.
of stupid plaque did they give you? What did it
Okay,
say?
we're going to the plaque.
What did it say?
It said, "This is a plaque."
Nice things, for all of his
What?
years.
How
of,
nice.
Very nice.
See, I told you. Sid
Okay.
Looks like she could kill you.
So,
Okay.
it just said nice things about my communication
There
and
he
my,
is. He's a
How
good
many words were
communicator.
on the plaque? There should be like
7.
5 words on a plaque.
7.
How many
You're
words?
You're a good talker.
yeah, something like
So
that.
no crystal ball.
No crystal ball.
Nicole, no one has a crystal
So
ball.
they-
but
Is
you.
there
You're
like a
very
statue of
special.
you in the station?
Well, here's a funny
should be.
story.
Do you need me for this? Because I feel like I could just lean back.
I'm just asking the right questions. You dedicate
need to be here? I think
49
I'm
Your
years.
sister and I are getting. So here's the deal.
The Nicole and Dennis show. Wait, move your face closer. So we can, there we
There
go.
we go. So thanks for tuning in. Nicole and I are so happy that you're here.
Wow.
Would you like some chips?
Wow. How tipsy is Nicole?
Chew with your mouth closed,
That
please.
horrible Manhattan or old fashioned she had kicked in.
Yeah. You
So-
think so?
They threw me a tribute at the Parks Casino
It
in
was
Philadelphia.
nice.
Did they give you like money to play at the casinos with?
No. But they sort of roasted me, and different people
It's the
came up and
worst
said
party ever.
nice things. Some people said some funny things. Anyway,
Did
Oh.
anybody call you a musty old hag?
no,
They called us a musty old
Aw.
egg last week.
really.
I feel like it was
Who
mostly
told
directed
you?
towards.
No, it wasn't.
All right,
Well,
so you're not a musty
these
old hag.
Listen, I'm here in person. These
We're
ladies,
not musty.
No,
Not musty.
These ladies
Hags,
are beautiful.
Yes. Musty? Not at all.
This one over here,
Musty.
a little spicy. But no, beautiful, lovely,
Uh-huh.
intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
engaging women. So they did give me a stove for my 30th anniversary.
A stove.
Yeah, because he cooks a lot.
I cook a lot.
wait. Wait.
He's
A
like a
stove?
Renaissance man. Yeah, at the station, so he could cook for people at the station.
I'm confused. For your house or for the
No,
radio
for the station.
For
So
the
they didn't really
station.
give it to him
What kind of
because
stove?
you couldn't take it with you.
No, it was convection oven and
That's
stove.
a terrible gift. That's a terrible gift. They want you to cook for them, so they give you this like.
Listen, I
buying-
was heating up stuff that I made at home in this little toaster oven.
It's true.
So the manager said, "Why don't we do a trade with one of their sponsors? Get Dennis a stove and oven
Stove, so he can cook
that he
for
can
us.
cook." Yeah. So that's
Well,
what they
I
did.
What did
will
you
say,
cook on the
I
stove?
will say that I tried to cook for Dennis. Do you want me to tell the story, Dennis, of how I went out of my way to cook for you one day, and then you basically snuffed at it? So I would fill in with
Scoffed.
Dennis. Whatever.
Snuffed is not the right word.
I'm been drinking.
Your next,
I'm a
your next
language
switch-
artist.
Anyway.
scoffed is the preferred.
I'm a language
Snuffed
artist.
is a snuff.
That's when
Okay.
you kill someone.
Anyway, so we're about to go on the air,
Hmm.
and Dennis was always cooking homemade things. So I have 3 children at home. I'm very busy, and I said, Dennis, I'm going to make something for you.
I'm chewing with my
today."
mouth open.
So I made this tomato mozzarella salad, and I put it on a dish for him. Now we're literally about to go live again for the next hour, so we're in commercial. I hand him this homemade mozzarella tomato salad. I hand it to him.
That's raw. Like there's no cook.
Shh. So we start, and I'm like, "Hey, everybody, good, welcome to the show."
I
Blah
cooked
blah blah.
this.
Dennis's face. He eats it. He goes, and I go,
It's terrible.
"What do you do?" And I'm trying to be professional and talk about a topic, and his face is not cooperating. And I go, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "You said you made this." I said, "Yes, I took that mozzarella out of the bag, and those tomatoes out of the other bag." And he goes, "But what is this? What is the dressing?" I said, "It's homemade Italian dressing that I got at the Acme." And then he
Acme?
made more faces and then proceeded to trash me on the radio.
First of all,
To all the people on the radio.
first of
Somebody
all.
just wrote that first of all.
And
First of
I
all-
said,
Wait,
I
was it
can't
Bree?
believe that you are trashing when somebody makes you something homemade. And he goes, "This is disgusting." And then he doubled down on it.
It
And then
sounds.
and
well,
then
what
we
was
fought.
wrong with
We
it?
fought for
what
an
was
hour.
wrong with it?
He was mad that I just put Italian dressing on it and I didn't hand
Yeah,
him
you
it.
needed
Right.
balsamic
Right.
drizzle.
Okay.
Drizzle is-
Thank you,
That
Dennis.
was a
I feel
lot.
And
like
that's more of an American thing,
put
if
it
I
together.
may interject. If you have a
First of all.
caprese salad, insalata caprese,
Mhm.
which is an Italian dish that mostly in the Amalfi Coast and Capri, as they say. You put tomato, basil,
Italian dressing.
fresh mozzarella,
Fretz mozzarella.
not
Scamorza.
scamorza that you get from
Not a
ShopRite.
word.
Scamorza.
Not a word.
Scamorza.
Scamorza.
Snuff is a
Scamorza.
word. Snuff is a
That's
word.
what you got.
So she put this together like a mitigan, which
Madigan.
is the Italian word for
Wow.
someone who's not
We
Italian.
know. We know.
Mhm.
I know.
Would do this. But someone of her lineage
Wow.
should know better.
Wow.
Good, she should. Absolutely.
Wow.
First of all,
Is Dennis even Italian?
Yes. My last name is made up. My second job in radio, they said
Thank you, Lorraine.
my
It was the
She
thought
said,
that
real
can't
last name, they
realize.
didn't like the way it sounded. And it's Italian, but it doesn't sound real Italian.
why you look at? Don't judge. First of all,
What's happening?
She
Dennis,
burped really
Dennis.
loud.
I did not
Really?
burp.
I didn't hear it.
She
I'm
did.
way
I
too
heard
pretty
it. I
for
felt
burping.
it. It was like an earthquake.
Someone said, Dennis, please do your airline pilot.
Diana, are you
impression."
producing the show?
Well, I don't know.
What's
his
happening?
Well, I
airline
kinda
He's
need a
not your
microphone.
he's not your monkey. You're not allowed to just yell stuff out that you want him
I
to do.
just read it. I thought-
Mom
She's
is
like,
allowed to
Dennis,
do
somebody
anything.
said to take your pants off.
Oh, okay.
Dennis?
Here we go.
That's I'm
Dennis
just
and I
reading what they
are
wrote.
united in our horrible old fashions.
Yes.
It wasn't smoked.
Okay.
It had way too much of something. It didn't have the big cube.
It had alcohol, though. I'll tell you that.
Mhm.
It had an Luxardo
What are you
cherry.
drinking?
Well, I was drinking bourbon, but it's gone, and my mom has some problem with the bottle over. Even though I'm dropping hints.
Mom's drinking. We're,
Yeah, she's
reading
eating
comments.
chips. She's just
Well,
reading.
she's not even
So,
engaged in what was happening.
I'm reading.
I can't
Oh,
do the
he's go
pilot
ahead. Do the
because-
pilot thing, and
I
then take
can't
your, and then
because-
take
What's the
your, and then
pilot
take your
thing? Wait,
pants
do you need a
off.
hat?
The audience is calling. for
No, because it was an audio thing, and I was on the radio with a
it.
microphone.
Yeah, it's hard to
And
do.
you put your hand over the microphone. And you
Guy's putting him on the spot.
go, this is your captain speaking, and it doesn't work.
It
You know,
doesn't work here.
Can you
Okay.
use it and say first of all?
Do you want to explain first of all?
No.
Because it isn't. Okay.
It's just a new word. It's in the English language. And when you're trying to make a
Sherry.
point, you say, first of all,
and do
And then
do
you make
people
your
know
first
where
point.
you live?
I don't know. Do
She's
people
in
know where I
Virginia.
live?
Yeah. So in Virginia, first of all,
Is a real word. It's
Could
the
be.
first step in whatever else you have to say.
Mhm.
First of all,
so yeah.
and
Well,
also, who's noticed I'm not wearing a hat today?
do you often have your sister on?
No, I didn't know.
Well, Dita had me on, but somebody said she looks so different without her hat.
She got a full head. Yeah.
Somebody
These
called
are-
us before and after. Dita didn't like that.
Well, we
What does
don't
that
know
mean?
which one was the before.
Right.
Like one is hideous and one is.
That's not. They're
One
both
is
beautiful
beautiful.
ladies.
Yeah.
So we could
I'm
both
the-
be
I'm the
before.
after.
You're the after.
Oh,
Diana's
my
the
mom's
after.
the after.
Mhm.
Let's talk about how mom almost lost those $500 sunglasses at the Ocean
did
City
not- I
Boardwalk
knew right where
tonight.
they
Do you know
were.
Diana has Gucci sunglasses?
Really? Real ones?
She got
or
her from her
knockoffs?
birthday from the fancy sister, who's not here.
So we were.
I don't know if
You
you,
have a-
picked up. We're not the fancy sister.
You have another sister.
She's fancy.
I'm not fancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dina's-
Dina's ish
Not
fancy.
I'm not. There's nothing ish fancy. You've met.
So,
you and I have known each other for like 19 years.
long time.
so my
a
mom
long
and I are
time.
on the
Not
boardwalk.
fancy,
Have you
but
ever
you're-
thought to yourself, "Wow, she's fancy"?
So my mom and I are on the boardwalk.
even after you had
and I
that
said,
salad?
Mom, where's your
Yeah.
sunglasses? She said, they're not on my face. I said, no. Are they on my shirt? No. She goes, I think I might have left them. I said, your $500 Gucci sunglasses?
Who bought them for you? These were-
The fancy sister.
For my
The
75th,
fancy
on my
sister.
75th birthday, they chipped in.
See,
When I was
yours-
75.
when was
She's-
that?
I'm 78.
she's
Wait, go
92.
get them. Go get them.
Get
They
that.
have
She's
like they're
92.
No.
really
Who?
fancy.
She's really good.
No,
Yeah,
you're
they're
kidding.
in the car.
Go
You're
get
joking.
they're in the
92.
car.
Diane, how old are you?
78,
92.
Okay. Shut up.
105. No.
My partner Judy used to tell people that she was 15 years older. than she
Anyway,
was.
Because
Guess
people
what?
are like, you look great.
Like, oh my
Guess
God,
what?
no,
Then
no.
we went back to the candy store.
This is really not that good of a story.
It's a good
what's
story.
the store? What's the store? The candy store in Ocean City. The big one.
Georgie's,
No.
Georgie's.
None of this is
Yeah,
interesting.
Not the big one?
For the macaroni.
Shriver's.
Drivers.
No, it
No?
was not
If it was
Shriver's.
it would have been a good
No.
story.
It was
There would have been
George's.
like a-
Ocean City Boardwalk.
We're gonna just-
George's.
Okay.
makes the
Georgie's.
macaroni.
Anyway, guess what? We
Guess what?
backtrack
They were there.
Yeah.
And the $500
story.
Gucci sunglasses.
Nobody
sitting
stole
right
them.
They're just sitting there.
On the
They're
counter.
just sitting
Isn't
there.
it a crazy story? Glad we covered
How
it.
long were they there?
They were still there. I said,
Well, Ocean City's a very nice town.
Mhm.
wait,
You know.
that's breaking. First of all,
First
people
of
steal
all.
shit like that in other places. Gucci sunglasses.
Today, when you called me,
Yes.
I had left my phone on the phone holder on my bicycle
Somebody stole it.
You left it on your bike and it was still there when you came back?
in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
That's breaking
unusual.
news. Oh, that's breaking news.
So
Not mom's Gucci
Somebody
sunglasses.
drunk. Somebody
she's
drunk.
not on with you every week.
She was not on there with me every week.
I'm not gonna lie, my glass is
Mhm.
empty. Who gets the refills around
Diana,
here?
and she's a horrible waitress.
So I went back. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to walk all the way back up to the bike, and I
Okay.
come back. So I watched, some people on the beach.
Ladies,
By the way,
ladies on the beach.
thongs are in this year.
Do you have one?
Really?
I do not, but I have noticed other people do. And
Dina, would you wear
What?
a thong on the beach?
No, I wouldn't.
So this
Di, are
is on
you
the
gonna?
beach in
We've
Atlantic
literally
City.
given you
Yes.
like 3 clues.
Did you
to
say
get the bourbon.
Gavin?
Yeah, 'cause
I'm a
drunk.
language arts teacher. That's not acceptable.
Gavin is
Do
an
you?
option.
Let me ask you: have you ever been to a nude beach?
No.
That's a yes.
Well, yes. Here's
I
okay.
already
Good
knew
story.
that.
Good
Okay.
story.
Wait.
Wait,
hit me.
why don't you even have a cup?
I don't know.
Mom, bring Dennis a cup
And I need ice cubes.
and massage.
This poor woman raised the three
I
of
feel
you.
like Dennis should be in the middle.
Do you want me to
done.
just step
No, no.
out for a second?
I mean, I'm just
We
saying,
did
like,
that for a while, remember?
aesthetically, it's too much us.
So the nude beach. Okay.
Nude
So there
beach.
is one in Sandy Hook, New Jersey.
Yes.
In
Never
Sandy Hook,
been. Never been.
Gunnison Beach. Not a good. I've been told not a good place to go, so I never went. So my friend Tony and I, Tony who talks like
You
this.
talk about Tony a lot on the
Yeah.
radio.
Tony's a good friend of mine. So he,
Diana's talking to you. She doesn't
I'm sorry.
understand that you'd have to wait for it to break. In.
bourbon on the rocks, please, and a water with it.
And
Wait.
if you can fold down Dennis's blankets for tonight,
I'm good. So Tony and I were on a
Dennis
cruise.
is going to be on the morning show. Go ahead.
We're on a cruise
You're on a
Don't
cruise.
wake me up.
in the Mediterranean.
But Mom, I
Okay.
need some ice.
Thank you so much, Diana.
You're welcome, Dennis.
Your daughters are
Wait,
lovely.
I also
don't
need
need
Mom.
ice.
I also need
You
some.
don't
ice.
need ice. Go you
Just-
get it
no,
yourself.
no.
Good Lord. Just a,
She was going to put her finger
I
Just a
definitely
dash.
need
Yeah,
ice.
that's good. Thank you.
ice.
Just so
Salute.
you know, this is
So
my
you
lot.
and Tony
So we're in a
on
Mediterranean
cruise.
cruise, right? Start in Monte Carlo, and then we go to Corsica, and then we stop in France, and we're in Cassis. You ever have the liqueur Cassis?
No.
It's from Cassis. Beautiful town along the Mediterranean.
Okay.
So Tony and I were two, healthy
Medigons.
Italian Americans, and we're so we heard there's nude beaches in this. No, we were in. It wasn't Cassis. It was the other French town. Anyway, we did see some boobies in Cassis, but
Did you give them?
Who has
Boobies
it?
and what? Boobies and
Cassis.
Cassis.
It's a French town. I mean, it was just a regular beach, and this woman was walking around, without the top. Senza camicia, without a top. So in France, we were looking for Nikki Beach in some French town, the famous French Mediterranean town. Somebody will write in what it is. So we don't speak French.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will. So we don't speak French. We go to the gas station and said Nikki Beach,
Okay.
and I
Sounds
felt,
fun.
so he says, Nikki Beach. Bon, très, whatever that means, right or left. So we're left. So 3 lights make a left, and you hit Nikki Beach. So we go. We went off the ship without our bathing suits. So we go to the beach.
Why would you go to Nikki Beach without your bathing suits?
We wanted to see boobs. It didn't matter what we were wearing.
Obviously.
So we get down to Nikki Beach,
Okay.
and we realize we're schmucks. We forgot our bathing
need your
suits
bathing suit.
on the cruise ship.
Okay.
And this woman has this boutique in this little tent on the beach.
Oh, she's gonna get you a little.
You get a little like European bathing suit.
Yeah, like this French woman, beautiful, older woman, beautiful. And so my friend Tony says, yeah, my friend and I, we were looking for bathing suits. We left them on the ship, and we're not gay.
Oh shit!
And she goes, oh no,
No,
you
wee wee.
No, you know, to my friend. She said, him? She points to me, him? I said, listen, lady, I'm about to
Questionable.
buy a bathing suit from
Wow.
you.
Questionable.
And she laughed. You know, we were just joking. So I bought this purple
Say it
bathing
a
suit.
So you
Thumb.
bought a Speedo.
No, it was like I said, American bathing suit.
Metagon.
Speedo?
No,
Loose.
it was loose. It was a baggy purple bathing
sounds
suit. I think I
boring.
still have it.
Okay.
So we walked down the beach, and as we're walking down the beach, we're like, you know, you see
Boobies.
boobies. And the further we go, the older it gets. Okay, which is okay,
It's a thing.
a thing. And then the further we go, the gayer it gets.
Did you say ghetto-y?
Gayer.
Gayer.
So like we're not seeing boobies, we're seeing
Oh.
you know. Oh, pichadillo.
A bichadillo.
Pichadillo. You know what a pichadillo is?
No, but I get it.
I mean, we don't
Often?
need you to translate it. We got it from this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm picking up
A
what you're putting down.
bichadillo.
So we see too many bichadillos, and my friend and
Use
I
that
look
in
at
a
each other.
sentence
Is that where
tomorrow.
Peachy came from?
Yes.
Did your mother say Peachy and
Pish-
Peachy?
All right,
exactly.
Oh,
But
tell
you're
the
saying
story.
Peachadillo.
Peachy.
Pichadillo is a penis.
I feel like
But a peachy is a vagina.
Well, my mother used to say to the
And a
me.
pichadillo
Well,
is
she
a
probably was saying it to my brother. So I thought
Pisha just means to pee.
fish. It means fish.
Oh, pesce. That's pesce. Piscina is a pool.
I didn't know this was an X-rated show. I
People
can't be
have
on this.
vaginas.
So
You should
anyway,
be able to say vagina
I can't be
and
on
not
this
be.
show.
We see.
Yeah, that's
So
your
the
problem.
further we walk down Nikki Beach, the more penises we see,
Pichadillos.
and we turn around, and then we go back to where we came in. And we, by the way, we're riding scooters. Every place we landed on the cruise, my friend and I rented scooters, which was awesome. Like, do you want to go on the tour and see this other church, another European church? No. I want to get on the scooter and see boobs, and that's what we did.
Wow.
Wow.
When you try to rent the scooters and they made you take a test.
It's not that good of a story. We went to
Oh,
take
you
the
all
test. We
failed.
failed the
Where?
test. End of story. Bermuda. I love when my mom.
I was in Italy
chimes
and
in
I
from
saw
the studio
zero
audience.
boobs.
It was like, tell this story.
Where were you?
You know what?
I was in Italy and no one was trying to see boobs.
Oh, I have a story.
Italy's different. France, they're very liberal. Italy, especially in the south, they're very conservative with the boobies. But the German tourists come down and they whip it out. They take it off.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I saw your finger go up.
So the strange thing, when I took my kids the second year I went to Italy to visit my family there, I was telling them the story earlier that I discovered them in 2001. Second year, the whole family wants to go. Daughter, 2 sons, ex-wife, everybody.
Everybody goes.
Everybody
Can I get
goes.
added to the list if you're bringing everybody? The ex-wife,
year-
your dentist.
Sure, the dentist,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
The guy at the deli. So we all go, and then my daughter says to me, Dad, she was like 11 at the time. Should I take off my tie? I said, no.
Oh,
Why?
why?
All the little girls, nobody wears a top until they're about 12. But there's some girls that are turning 12, and it looks awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we shouldn't do that.
And my boys are like, Dad, I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, should I take my top? I said, no, you're not taking a top.
We're not doing that.
So and everybody, nobody, and the guys,
Dennis, this is a terrible
This
story.
is a terrible story. Let me
And
transition
the
away from your story.
and the guys are all wearing
There's
Speedos.
nothing
Yeah.
good about the story. It's not sexy. It's not. I hate every minute of
Okay,
it.
let me tell a story.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
tell
go
a
to
story.
Glastonbury, England. Now, this is my Eat, Pray, Love after my divorce. It's
I already
the
hate
1-year
this story.
anniversary. No, you'll like it. So there are all of these springs in Glastonbury, England. So Glastonbury has huge history, right? It's a big music festival.
Yes.
You should pay attention because there's some culture here. And they have all these springs, right? So one of the springs, it says signs everywhere, turn off your phones. No phones allowed in here. Don't take any pictures.
Diane can't
And there's no
follow that.
electricity in this spring. And it's like an old church. It doesn't have any electricity. So when you go in,
But
your
there's
eyes-
water coming
There's
out.
water everywhere because it's a natural spring. So it takes a minute for my eyes to adjust because it's very bright outside. And then you go inside, no lights. Well, I also need glasses, but I can't find them fast enough. And now my feet are wet because there's water everywhere. So I'm a little confused and I'm with my friend Rob. And I'm like, Rob, what is this? Like, I don't even know where we are. He goes, it's a fresh spring. Well, he's facing me, so I can kind of see his face in the dark. And behind him, I see 3 naked girls sitting in a pool. And I was like, are there 3 naked girls behind you? And he was like, yes. And I was like, why are they naked? He was like, this is a spiritual place, Dina.
You went to a spiritual place without your spirit?
And a lot of people find that they want to dip themselves into this spring.
And the Europeans are freer with
yes. So he says, let me show you to the male side. So we go to the male side, and there's a guy with one of those really long horns that comes up. He's like, ew, like that. Like in the Wizard of Oz.
Wait, where
were you? This is in Glastonbury, England. You would like this place.
Like the Ricola guy?
Yes. So that's happening. And I was like, where's the female side? He goes, come to this side. So I go to the other side.
Already on the female side.
No, that was the male side. The testosterone with the big
No, the girl, the naked girls.
No, they were in the middle in the pool. Nicole, pay attention. So I go to the female side. And on the female side, it's all of these branches that have been tied together to make a womb. And then you go into the womb, and then there's a cross at the end of the womb. It's a whole thing, right?
Did you go into the womb?
I walked into the womb. I didn't feel anything, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't know that I'm that in touch with like my spiritual side.
You suck.
So I'm really trying. I'm trying, right? And
How
the girls,
could you not be
and the
into-
girls, these 3 girls are naked on the side of the pool, and they got their arms like this, and they're humming.
Were they
And I was
attractive?
just like,
I'd have
they
been
were
in the- I'd have
beautiful.
been
They
in
were
that
in their
pool.
when you're
I'd have been in that
20
pool.
and you're naked, everybody's beautiful,
Okay.
right?
They're
But
20.
I can't
okay.
see anything because I don't have my glasses on because I'm old. Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm
Story's
sitting there.
terrible.
No. So then I go, Rob says, are you ready to go? I said, I think I'm ready to go. And then all of a sudden, a naked man walks by the pool. I said, I think I am
With
ready to have my spirit
In that
What?
guy.
Wow. Was he
tested.
attractive?
Well, he was naked.
Was
like
he a-
very naked. And
Well,
he
naked-
goes
it's not
walking
very
by.
naked.
Yeah,
Like,
there's only
very
one form.
pregnant.
You're either
No,
naked,
like
just
naked. And he was like David naked.
Okay.
Like so
And the piece of deal was
All right, so
piece
what'd
of
you
deal.
do? So what'd you do? You said, I'm gonna
it was like a lot.
follow-
And
I'm
I
gonna-
was like, Rob, is that guy naked? He was like, he's definitely naked. Now, there are children in this place. I go, what about these kids? And he goes, Dina, we're in Europe.
ruining
Yeah.
the story.
He
with
said, we're in
children.
Europe.
they're like
Get to
oh,
the good
This
part.
is natural.
Right.
Get to
There's
the good
nothing
part.
sexual
First of
about
all,
this.
what happened?
Shh. So there's a lot, and then there's a couple of naked men walking around. So it's beautiful.
Okay.
They're all by this
Beautiful.
pool. It's a because it's like art. Okay,
This is what I do to
It's
my
art.
students when their stories.
It's very
take a long
rude.
time.
So I say to Rob,
Did you
this
follow
guy,
him?
this guy is walking along the side of this pool, and there's nowhere to go, but he keeps walking. I go, Rob, where is he going? He goes, I think he's going to the
To your
pool
room.
up at the top. And I go, where is there a pool up at the top? He goes, if you have to climb up these steps, you can go to this other pool. I go, climb, and then I turn, and then this beautiful David naked
These
man
weird thumbs up.
starts climbing.
and
Dennis, would you climb those steps?
No, the point is you
behind
should
him when he
never,
was
yes, a naked man should never climb. And a woman's eyes should never see a naked
Dennis,
man climb.
would you climb those steps? I'd
No.
climb them.
well, yeah.
David, Dennis, don't climb anything naked.
Well, I would hope that nobody's behind me looking.
Well,
Climb it naked. Wait,
if you're going to climb,
yeah, you climb those steps
was
naked.
he? People are wondering. Dennis, ask her.
what are they wondering?
There's
I
nothing
feel
to
like
ask.
I
Was
said
he well
enough.
endowed?
You're
You're
staring
from the front, but when he's behind and he's climbing,
good.
that's not.
That's
No.
a lot of muscles and buttocks, and also
It's a lot of other things.
Just so you know, of course he has to climb. What? How could he not climb?
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Have you ever seen a naked man climb from behind?
Yeah.
Yes, in my dreams, this story was told. Now
That's
listen,
not a thing.
I'm picturing it, and I'm a very visual. I
Are
can
you?
picture him climbing, but you have to
No.
give me a little bit more. How many
I
flights?
feel like I've
How
Was he
many
climbing
flights?
stone? Like
He's
a,
a cold.
climbing. There's no steps, so he's climbing these rocks.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Nicole,
He's
it's
not
not
climbing.
good.
He's not climbing.
What was the
rocks.
name of this place?
Dennis,
Nobody
there's a
knows.
lot of gaps in this story. I'm
And
just
who's
saying.
Rob?
No,
Who's
just
Rob?
asking
Rob
Steve
was the
because
guy that was in Glass.
And
We were on a
also,
writing
when is
retreat.
he at the top? When is he at the top? When does he
Did
reach
he
the
get
summit?
Exactly, Laurie.
So,
Laurie gets
well,
the story.
okay.
It's
When-
called innuendo, and it's not good.
Well, I'm just gonna say there's a lot of gaps.
Mhm.
So once you saw the naked man,
It was, and then I was ready to go.
so you were not.
Is this a metaphor?
Yeah, it's a metaphor for naked man climbing.
Well, because if it's a metaphor, then I can stop trying to picture it because right now I don't know where he's going. I'm confused.
So what are the people saying? I can't read this.
They're saying Nicole is
I-
dumb.
can't
Nicole should
read it
stop
either.
talking.
first of all,
First
Mhm.
of all,
First of all, listen,
Thank you,
I'm
Rebecca.
a very visual person. I can
I
picture
feel like
this
you're not.
climb.
Nikki,
I feel like you're picturing the wrong
seems
thing.
to realize that the nighttime Nicole drinking is a lot
Yeah,
different than
than morning
Nicole.
show, Nicole.
really?
Just so you know, Nicole's a lot of fun, no matter
The
if
hook
it's morning
is
or
never watch a naked man climb.
not if there's a lot of
Mhm.
hanging stuff from behind.
Mhm.
That's not
Tanya.
pretty.
Mhm.
Dina, your story has a lot of gaps. I'm just saying.
So it's funny sitting with two sisters talking about naked men with their
Mhm.
mother right across.
Mhm.
Um,
You think she doesn't have a naked man climbing story?
Oh my god.
Come on,
Diana ate all the chips out of this bag.
holy crap! Diana.
And Diana ate all the chips out of this
these,
bag.
these are like sun chips.
Ew, nobody wants those are
Diana
gluten
ate
free.
all
Nobody
those.
wants to eat those. They suck.
So, what do we have watching here? Like all around the country?
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
all around the
They
country.
could put where they're from. Some are from California. Some are from
Mhm.
Virginia.
And
some are
they know
from
that you're at the
Really
Jersey
sweet.
Shore
Yes.
Georgia.
This is our
Wow.
official spot for when we.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
So I live in a neighboring town
Mhm.
called Atlantic City,
Mhm.
which I mean, think of Atlantic City, think Atlantic City. But I live in the residential end of Atlantic City, near a town called Ventnor, and then after you go from Ventnor, you're in the town we're in now. Do
Yeah.
you tell people
No.
where you are?
No.
Which is a place called Oz.
Do you live near
It's
live
too
near
big.
the Baltimore pub?
No,
But you know what I'm talking about.
yes, Tony's
Tony's Baltimore, pub.
pub. So, okay, I was going to give you a quiz, but then it would give away where you are.
Mhm.
But I won't give you a quiz.
You can't.
So the Jersey Shore, for people who don't know, the Jersey Shore is a magical place. From Sandy Hook, which is at the northern end, to
Yep.
Cape May.
Yep.
And if you've never been to the Jersey Shore, you saw that show on MTV, and you're like, oh my God, it's crazy. There are beautiful, sophisticated towns. And then there are honky-tonk kind of towns.
Yes.
But there's so many different flavors
Oh yeah.
and
Vibes.
vibes at the Jersey Shore, and with 120 miles of coastline. So, and if you've never been and you're curious, look it up go online, see what tickles your fancy, and come to the Jersey Shore because it really is. We're lucky.
We are lucky.
We grew up going.
Well, that's what I always thought was when like Jersey Shore came out, and they just give this one idea of what Jersey Shore is like. I'm like, there
And that
are
was filmed
so
in-
many flavors.
Yeah,
Was it Aspen?
Seaside Heights.
Seaside.
Now, you and I grew up in South Jersey.
Yeah,
Right.
South Jersey Shore.
So the Jersey Shore ended at Long Beach Island for us.
Yes, exactly.
Anything north of that was like,
We
well,
don't know
that's
about it.
New York or something.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. But there's a lot. And Jersey Shore up there is very nice. But you know what? I tell you what.
Let's see,
And
where
people,
am
I guess
writing?
people don't really care, but I'm going to say it anyway. The sand here in South Jersey is much nicer than the sand. Sand up north is the stuff that
Oh,
you ever
it's like no, I haven't really been up there.
Oh,
is
it's
there a difference?
gritty and there's stones in it, and it's
Mm.
here it's like powdery.
Oh, it is. It's a powder.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, "Did Nikki have dinner?"
I'm starving.
Did you have dinner?
I'm
She did.
starving. Just so you know.
What did
she
she
did.
have for dinner?
I tracked my calories
She-
and
Should
I
I make
said
her something?
I said to my mom,
Lobster
I'm like
roll.
1,000 calories short. I'm starving.
Let's go get a lobster roll. You
And
like one?
also, Dina doesn't believe in feeding her guests. So
wow.
There's
Yeah, well,
literally
I
a ton of fruit in the
And
fridge,
there is, yeah.
and there's meatballs.
meatballs.
There's cooked meatballs.
You made the
Yeah, there's
meatballs?
meatballs. No, I didn't make them. I was gonna, but then I ran out of time.
Wait, I'd
You
like to
bought
talk
them.
about. I did have a lobster lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was delicious, but there wasn't enough food, and I am hungry.
Let's
which
go
is
get
why
something to
I
eat.
bought.
Let's leave this broad alone, and we'll go get.
It's time for bed soon.
I got a
All
lot
right.
of chips, but I'm still hungry.
Well, listen,
So did
everybody.
we add something to your show?
Oh, you added something for sure. There was a lot added.
First of all,
I did this with you a couple years ago at your house.
We did. What did we make? What did
I made
you
you.
make?
I made you
didn't really make.
cucoots.
Gagoots.
What's
What's
that?
cagoot? I want that. It sounds so good. What is it?
It sounds dirty to some people. Cahoots is
Was it eggplant? Squash?
zucchini.
Zucchini.
So
I
You
hate
had to
zucchini.
explain
I don't
the
want
difference.
gagoots.
Okay, the
I don't
word-
want gagoots.
the word in Italian for zucchini they grow in Sicily called cocozza. And cocozza is this long zucchini.
Okay.
So when my grandparents came over, they would just say, "We're going to make cocozza." And what they would do is they would chop it up, saute it with peppers, onions, and fresh tomatoes. And it's delicious.
That sounds good.
Oh, we make them.
What do you call it?
Yeah, it's not the- we made it here with the kids, and they all.
Gagats.
No.
That's not
Gagoots.
good. The gagats.
That's when you have diarrhea.
Like ratatouille.
No, that's the
like
gagadillos.
ratatouille, but it's the
We should-
Italian version.
Yeah, there's...
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
It'll
so
Yeah.
Dina, how would you like to wrap this whole session?
I don't think that you can wrap it. I don't think there's any wrapping happening.
And for those of you at home watching, wherever you are, California, Georgia, whatever, I'm very blessed to be with these three beautiful women here this evening.
I'm so
Really?
skinny.
Here's Nicole.
I'm starving.
You're not
Let's
starving.
go get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
This place is open around
I can't
here.
help
Michelle
that
said,
Dina.
Dennis, come back anytime.
I
Oh, that's
can't
not- who
help
said
it
that?
that Dina doesn't
Michelle
feed me.
Jones.
Hi, Michelle. Where's she from?
I don't know. Michelle, where are you from?
But
Please,
thank-
Heather said, please sleep over. He can be on the morning show tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You got a morning thing, too.
I'll be on my run.
Oh, ciabatta. Ciabatta.
Ciabatta. That's another word for it, yeah. I will be on my bike ride.
Oh, you do a bike ride in the morning?
hmm
You want to do it together?
We're not gonna
Well,
be
you
here.
ride your bike, I'll run.
So you're
There's
running
a
from
bike
here.
here.
I'll have to ride my bike down here.
You're not that far. You said you were right on the edge of Fetner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not far. Yeah, we have
Nicole
to
means
leave.
you have to
We
ride
have
your
time for
bike
bike
here
rides
and
now.
then
And then she runs.
I'll
And
leave
then
when
she
I.
runs.
I'll leave when I leave.
What
8
time?
a.m.
8 a.m.?
I'm
Okay.
leaving.
All right,
Are you
well,
gonna
you'll be
go
here
on
for the
bike
morning
ride at
show.
8?
Yeah.
So normally, bike would go faster than a runner.
How
But
fast do you bike?
I'm going to go very slowly so I can watch you from behind.
Oh, no, that's ew, that's creepy.
Nicole, do you climb?
That's what she wanted.
Are you gonna make me the gagats?
I don't know about you folks watching at home,
Yeah.
but this is a lot of fun.
This
All right,
is
8 a.m.
8
I
a.m.
run to Ventnor.
Okay.
You ride your bike
Okay.
slow
You're
as
gonna
shit
meet in the middle.
because I'm gonna be hurting.
And,
And
do
then
you go
we-
up to the boardwalk?
I
Well,
always
the
run
Ventnor.
that way. Yeah.
But do you go up to the boardwalk?
and
Yes,
run
that's
on
how I
the
get
Ventnor?
on.
All right, I'm going to get
yeah,
on my
yeah.
bike at 8 a.m. and see if I can see you there.
I will still
The
be
Ventnor
asleep.
Pier. You can do Ventnor
Oh, the
Pier.
fish. Do you go to the fishing pier?
That's
What?
up. It's up a little ways, but
I love
a
that
good
Diana's
movie spot.
participating in the conversation as if she's going to
I'm not.
participate in
I'm
running
In the
or
biking.
biking.
And
or
also-
anything.
riding
Do you
and
run?
No. Running's not good for you.
Running's stupid.
Okay.
Thank you.
The running is very good for
No,
you.
it's
That's
not.
not
It's
good
not
for
good
you.
for your
Yes,
joints.
it is.
Yeah, ask
Or
your
your
knees
organs.
when you're
Yeah.
your mother's age.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. Look at you eating chips.
I'm just hungry
I'm
because
fine.
Clearly an issue.
nobody,
I'm fine. I got my hand in the
nobody
bag of
feeds
chips.
me. I'm starving. I'm like
You're not.
800. I have an 800 calorie deficit.
Not
Let's go get
anymore.
something to eat. We'll go to Wawa and get a
It's not
shorty.
800 deficit anymore.
This is a deficit because nobody feeds
Laurie,
me.
running is dumb.
Yeah. So running,
Do you know what running is for? It's for fire.
right.
That's
And
what running
tigers.
is for. And tigers.
If
and
Wait,
bears.
what?
Never
If a
mind.
tiger is chasing you, or there's fire,
Fire.
in the
Run.
run.
What?
But God didn't want people to just
So
run.
yeah,
I am.
Nicole, it's your joints, your knees.
None of that hurts on me.
Well, it's gonna.
I'm 51. Nothing hurts.
It's gonna.
Listen
And
to your
also-
listen to your younger sister.
Yeah, listen to your younger sister. And feed me from time to time.
Yeah.
Have some chips when I come.
All right. Well, listen. This was a
Oh no,
very...
no, no! We're not wrapping this up.
I ain't just playing.
I'm just getting started.
He's like, well, we're just gonna keep going till we get to the morning show.
I
and
ate
then I'm
like
gonna go
2
run.
bags of chips. Well, this one doesn't.
I think
taste
you
very
ate
good.
all the bags of chips.
Well, I haven't really hit that one yet, but I'm getting
Bettina,
there.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dennis.
And this is
And I'm sorry that you met my sister.
He's very happy he met me
I'm
because,
I'm
by the
really-
way,
I'm-
that old fashioned sucked.
Okay.
okay.
We bonded over a lot of things that didn't include you.
I love the sister dynamic. It's always.
All right. Looks like
Do
Always.
you have a
You should
brother?
see when the
I
third
do. I have
one-
2 brothers.
You have
looks
2
like
brothers.
a cinnamon bun.
Okay, it's enough. You have
Are
2
you-
brothers. Are they louder than you?
No,
You're the loud one?
Yeah. I would say so. Doug, the younger brother, Doug, is very social. Not loud, but very social, very sweetest
Okay.
guy. And my older brother is a
He's
little
the middle one.
introverted, doesn't go out too much. Nice. They're all. I'm blessed. We have a very nice family, sibling.
Any
And my
girls?
sister,
Oh,
my
yeah.
sister is the sweetest person on the planet.
Aw.
That's nice.
Just like all my 3
And her name
girls.
is
Diana.
Diane.
Is it
Oh.
really?
Yeah.
See that?
And so we're lucky that we come from nice families.
Yeah.
Not everybody can say that, but the thing is, if you don't come from a nice family, you can,
Go ahead.
like
Diane.
this one,
What were you saying?
you can make one, right?
That's true. Absolutely.
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
As long as they don't have potato chip
Or
eggs
you
in them.
can't
Just
because
don't give him a bag of chips.
I'm strangely attracted to your sister.
Oh, did you hear that?
yeah,
Nick?
because I'm fun.
Curly top is enough with the bags.
I don't have anything. You're the
I don't
one
have
that
anything.
sold my chips.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So in the morning, do you have a topic picked out for the morning?
No, we never have a topic.
I'm not
See-
doing the morning show. I'll be on my run.
Right, and I'll be seeing you on the boardwalk.
Ish.
I'm positive neither of you will find
I will. I will 100%.
Positive.
Let's do it.
Positive.
We made a pact.
And you start your run at 8.
I love that you think he's
I'm gonna
going
try.
somewhere. He's literally going to wake up next to you in a bunk bed. I don't.
I'm not
understand.
sleeping in a bunk
There's
bed.
2 sets of bunk beds,
Nope.
and he's going to be sleeping on the one opposite you.
I
No,
can-
she already picked
No,
out
or the
I
her
have a-
couch. Or the
Sure.
couch.
I have an actual bed.
She already picked out her bed.
Okay.
Posso guidare,
Right. That's what I was going to say. So, both a good yeah.
What he said.
which means I can drive.
Oh, he can drive.
That's what I was going to say. So, listen, everybody, thanks for watching tonight, and thanks for being here and seeing us.
But
on
wait.
the YouTube. Okay,
There's more.
there's more.
There is.
that
wasn't me.
The chip bag falling.
That's what you get. That's what you get for
final,
stealing my
to
chip
its
bag.
final resting spot.
That's what you get.
Yes, Laurie knows that's her bed. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you in the morning. Maybe we'll see Dennis again sometime during the summer.
Yeah, that
Since
would be
he's
fun.
retired and
Let's
he's
do
got
that.
all this time and
Let's
he
do
can
it.
cook some gagadeels for us or whatever. it is.
Gagadeels?
You do
I
this
don't know.
every
That's a
Tuesday night. You
terrible
do
thing.
this?
Every
Say.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're
but
Here?
live.
from here.
No, not from here.
If you're here, I'll meet you here.
Okay, I'm not.
And I'll
but
make some
but yeah,
cucoots.
cucoots.
Gagadeals, according to
But then we're
Tina.
live every morning. So we're still
Hmm.
we're still trying to figure that out because we just moved to the YouTube. So it's a whole thing.
The YouTube.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were on the
Mm.
Facebook and now we're on the YouTube.
Wow.
Nobody
Whole
trolled
thing.
us tonight.
That's because we're horizontal. It's the whole
Oh,
thing.
really?
Dennis, it's the whole thing. I'll explain it. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you in the
We're getting
morning
horizontal?
and figuring out if Dennis and Nicole actually meet up tomorrow. So stay tuned and
It's
we'll see
happening.
you tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Ciao.